what you see. I see dead people. So people have regularly commented on my videos, what will happen if you get ill? You should have travel insurance, you should have health insurance. What will happen if you get ill? What are you going to do then? So that day has come.
Hello, good morning, good evening, and welcome to Bigg World Cinema. Without further ado, we'll continue with what you're here for. I love the decor in this bathroom. Just as well really, because I've been spending so much time in here. I arrived in Dumaguete 2 p.m. last Friday, and by 1 p.m. Saturday afternoon I was shitting through the eye of a needle. It's not the first time. Dumaguete brings out the worst in me. Last time I was here I had the shits too. I don't want to say that Dumaguete is not a clean place, but to have the shits twice on 2 appearances here, is it a coincidence that every time I come and stay here I get the shits? I don't know, I'm just saying, I'm just giving you the facts. Been here twice, 2 bouts of extreme diarrhea. You can decide for yourself.
So as soon as I arrived in Dumaguete, I ended up at the hospital. If you've been watching my videos for the past few weeks since I left Cebu, you'll have seen that I had been suffering from leg cramps. This started, I think it was the day before I left Cebu. So I went to meet one of my long-term subscribers, Gary, for a coffee. And we were sitting outside Bo's Coffee in Ayala, and then when I got up to leave after, I don't know, probably about an hour, my leg had gone to sleep. Now this happens quite a lot anyway, doesn't it? It happens quite a lot when you're sitting for a long period, your legs go to sleep. So my leg had gone to sleep. As I was walking back to my condo, I got a leg cramp. And it was very difficult to walk, so I was hobbling back to my condo and I could barely walk. And then the following day, I think it was the following day or 2 days later, I left for Boracay. And then if you've watched my Boracay videos, you'll have noticed that when I was walking along the beach in Boracay, these leg cramps kept happening, and people suggested taking magnesium, bananas, more water, and I was doing all that and it wasn't really helping that much. So from Boracay onwards I was travelling for 2 weeks on buses, 5-hour bus journeys, so probably 4 or 5 5-hour bus journeys. So for a lot of the time over those 2 weeks from Boracay onwards I was sitting on buses and not moving around very much. In Cebu it had been quite similar. I had spent 3 months in my Cebu condo sitting at a desk editing and not really moving around very much as well. Although I was going to the gym, I was going swimming, eating my own food and putting on weight. One of my friend's partners in Cebu said, having not seen me for 2 months, she said, "You've put on weight." And I didn't realise I had. So anyway, I ended up at the hospital in Dumaguete, having been on the road for 2 weeks, sitting down a lot of the time. And my ankle had swollen up big time. So this was the reason I went to the hospital, because I was getting leg cramps, I was getting pain in my legs, and my ankle had literally swollen up and it wasn't going down. It had been like that for a day, I think. So I went to the hospital in Dumaguete and I was given a doctor to go and see. went and queued outside the doctor's office. She was a little old lady, probably my age. She asked my family history. So I said my father died at 75 of a heart attack. My mother died at 75 just after having a stroke 4 days later. So she said, there's three things against you: your genes, your age, and your male. So you have a history of high blood pressure in your family. And I said, I'm pretty active, I'm pretty healthy. And she said, you think you are? So basically, she said, I'm fucked. So she did a thorough history of my family records, and I don't take any medication. I've been pretty healthy up to now. This is the first time that something like this has happened, where my body has not been feeling very comfortable. So what she said is, you might have a blood clot in your leg, so we're going to have to do an ultrasound. But in the meantime, I will prescribe this medication, which she did. And she directed me to the ultrasound unit, which was also within the hospital. But it was now 4:30, so there was no appointments. This was Friday afternoon, so there was no appointments. They only did one ultrasound a day. I don't know why. So I couldn't get in that day, and I could only get in the following Wednesday or something. 5 days later, so they said, I can give you an appointment 5 days later. In the meantime, the doctor had said, if you can't get an ultrasound here, you can go to these other hospitals. And she gave me a list of other hospitals to go to get an ultrasound. So I went and got the medication and took the medication that day, and the following day took the medication again, and my leg, the swelling had gone down. The swelling had gone, my leg had gone pretty much back to normal size. But then I got the shits. I think I got it from, I either got it from the medication, the antibiotics, or I got it from the breakfast I had that morning in my hotel. So from Saturday afternoon onwards, I couldn't really go very far because I had the trots. So this is what happens to me in Dumaguete. Dumaguete doesn't bring out the best in me. So it's been 2 weeks now. I don't get swollen ankles, but I'm in my leg, mainly in my right leg. It just feels tight. It feels tight a lot of the time. I ended up not going for the ultrasound because the swelling had gone down, and I thought, do I really need to go and have an ultrasound? So I didn't actually bother going to have an ultrasound because the swelling had gone down, and I thought it's probably not a blood clot. So since then, walking doesn't feel as comfortable. It just feels like an effort all the time. Another factor was over Christmas, November, December, January, I was doing lots of walking in the morning. So I was quite active. Even though I was sitting at my desk all day editing, I was doing big walks in the morning and afternoon, which I wasn't doing really in Cebu. I was just swimming and going to the gym. I wasn't doing big walks in Cebu. So I think this all adds up, this all adds to it, this all adds to the sedentary lifestyle. So this is what I think has happened. It's a build-up of non-circulation in the body. I'm taking multivitamin tablets, I'm eating bananas, I'm drinking lots of water, and I'm drinking Pocari Sweat. So hopefully things will get better, but it's been 2 weeks and my legs still feel a little bit tight. What I'm doing is I'm elevating my legs. I'm elevating my legs of an evening, to try and get the circulation going around my body. I think that's what it is. I think it's bad circulation in my body. So these are the things I'm doing. If there's anything else I need to do, please could you recommend it? So this is what I should be doing every day. I should be doing a morning walk. Having gone from walking along beaches early morning in India and Thailand to a condo in Cebu and not getting up early and walking because the environment wasn't as nice as walking along beaches in India and Thailand. So I stopped doing that, which was a bit amiss of me. I should have been carrying on walking every day. If this was a park in Bangkok, this place would be absolutely heaving now with people running, walking around. The Thai society, in my opinion, are a lot more active than Filipinos. There's not many people here. Well, it's 7:20, so maybe they were here at 5 o'clock exercising, but I do doubt it very much. The Bangkok parks, Lumpini, Benchati, are absolutely heaving at this time of day with just hundreds of people jogging. Walking in Asia is best done first thing in the morning before it starts heating up. It's the ferry going to Sikyo. So what, that must be the... Well, it's 7:45. That must be a 7:45 ferry, unless that's the 7:30 ferry. So there is Sikyo. So there's nobody about. It's already too hot for most people. Empty during the day, obviously, but after sunset, when the sun's gone down, when it's cooled down, this place is pretty packed. So what does Dumaguete offer? It is actually a lovely boardwalk beside the sea. But it is a pretty dirty city, I find. Lots of homeless type people, for want of a better expression. Backpacker, it always intrigues me how much stuff people carry. Loads of stuff. It just looks a bit neglected, doesn't it? I'm sure those displays were here over a year ago when I was here. I'm sure those displays were up. But look at the ground, it looks... Anyway, don't criticise. Keep it positive. I think a lot of this is new. I'm sure it only went halfway when I was here a year ago. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it went all the way. Good morning. How are you?
You're vlogging?
I am. So then there... Good morning. There's the houses by the river. Definitely didn't come this far around last January 2023 when I was last here. So you follow the boardwalk around here, around the corner, and it comes to the end. Ideally there should be a bridge. Well, there is a bridge. But you have to go up there to go across the bridge to go around here. So there was a great song by the Kinks called Victoria, and probably not many of you will have heard the cover by the British band The Fall, who did Victoria, which is a much better version.
Here at BWC, Uncle doesn't charge a subscription fee like Auntie does, but buying us a coffee would be much appreciated.
Starting to get hot now. Well, it is now 8:10. So I've been walking for 25 minutes and the sun is suddenly coming out. So it's starting to get hotter. So I think I will go back for my breakfast on the roof.
100.
What?
Give me a 100 by rice.
100?
Yeah.
No thanks.
Bye-bye.
And there's my hotel. The yellow one. I always feel I'm going to get run over in Dumaguete. There seems to be vehicles coming from all angles here. Of course you can't use the sidewalk. The sidewalk has been taken over, so you can't use the sidewalk, so you have to walk in the road. And here is my hotel. So I'm just walking out of Dumaguete city along the coastline, just past the port. I've never done this road before. If you've watched my previous videos on Dumaguete, you know my feelings about the place. So I'm not really going to add to that, he says with a smirk on his face. So what does Dumaguete offer? This is the coastline. Siquijor is just across the way. The beautiful island of Siquijor is over there. So the area around Silliman University is really lovely and clean. But walking around the city centre itself, it has a lot to be desired. Now this is quite weird, this place here, isn't it? Where are all these people going? I think they're going to get shells or... So this is where all the bars are outside Dumaguete City at North Point. So sundowner time at North Point, although the sun is behind, so we won't be seeing the sunset. So rainy season has started in the Philippines. do a... there's no taxis in Dumaguete, but they do a trike grab service. So I'm in my first grab trike from North Point back to Dumaguete City for 71 pesos. I think it's 2 kilometers.
If you enjoy this channel's content, kindly keep Uncle content by sharing this video with your friends. Thank you.
So this is modern socialising. Everyone's on their phones. Modern socialising.
Don't film me, I'm filming you. Oh, you put your phone down? Oh, what?
Talk on the town. They say you're alone now. They say that you ain't sound. But I don't believe any of that. I've got a whole nother view. Yeah, I think there's a treasure waiting for someone to prove himself worthy or true. Yeah, like a
Just a quick reminder to please click the thumbs up button if you liked the video, or thumbs down button if you didn't. Obviously. Thank you. You've been watching Uncle, the man from Bigg World Cinema. Please like, subscribe and share with your friends.